Roll Tide, everybody, and welcome to Last Call with Jake Coker, a guy that I'm sure all of you have seen a lot of here lately, and me, Mick Gillispie, just a sidekick on this show. We're going to talk a little bit of Alabama football, the annual third Saturday in October matchup, and because of the presence of Jake on the sideline, Alabama, he was, by the way, the honorary captain. Alabama rolled through Tennessee. All that coming up on the show. Like, subscribe, thumbs up. We're on the next round, and we're brought to you by Pearl River Resort, Philadelphia, Mississippi. That's an hour and a half from Tuscaloosa, 2 and change from Birmingham. And if you would have took his advice, you guys would be rich right now. He said take Bama. They were going to cover. And that's what happened. All right, roll tide, everybody. The Timeout Sports Lounge, by the way, in Golden Moon Casino at Pearl River Resort. And the spokesman for that is right there in front of me. So you don't come at us like you're sick now after we saw you on the sideline. I saw you hanging with Coach Saban. There you are on the TV broadcast.
That was one of the best weekends you could ask for, but it was a long, long weekend. A lot of hanging out, seeing a lot of people you hadn't seen in a while, stayed up late, had a good time. So I'm still recovering. I gotta get it together so I look like I have some energy.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. I'll double my energy today because I'm pretty happy and healthy. Now, I didn't get invited to the Coker party, the honoring of the 2015 team, 10 years out. What a game, though. I mean, let's start there. I thought look, we have your Daniel Moore moment. I don't know if Daniel Moore's doing a print or not, but you have your moment. That Saban Brown pick six is in the history of this rivalry right at the top as one of the biggest plays that's ever happened. I mean, you're going back to Rocky Block. You're going back to Rocky Stop. Maybe one of the field goal that beat Tennessee back in the day. Deuce Palmer tying the game in Knoxville. Ryan Anderson's strip sack.
Oh yeah. I wasn't I wasn't able to watch the game as much as I usually do. Just like I said, it's like any other reunion. You see a bunch of people, you're hanging out, talking, trying to catch as much as possible. But I did make sure that I separated myself and watched that. Just that whole goal line stand moment. That's one of the coolest plays. I'll never forget watching that. Just seeing how electric it was in the stadium. I don't know if you've seen that video, the British couple that's gone around Alabama, talking about how much they love Alabama, and they've got that video, like all these videos from different angles. Everybody just losing their minds. That's one of the loudest moments I've ever heard in Bryant-Denny. And that's one of those moments where even if you're watching next to a stranger, you're giving them a hug and celebrating with them like you came to the game with them. Yeah. It was that infectious. It was that awesome. Yeah. Xavier Brown, man. There's no time on the clock. You got to score. Makes a running back miss. Just unbelievable moment.
Yeah, it was great. I'm watching the whole thing, like setting up the play, right? Bama's defense outscored Tennessee's offense and Alabama's offense, by the way, with a safety and that touchdown in the first half of the football game. But Bama has issues. They have a difficulty stopping the run. They give up big plays. On the offensive side of the ball, they have a tough time running the ball from time to time. But they do a lot of things well at the same time, right? But at the end of that first half, Tennessee has a chance to score a touchdown and be down 2, kick a field goal, and you're down 6. And I keep thinking to myself, like, if I'm coaching, I'm just going to kick the field goal, be down 6, and then all of a sudden, if you're Alabama, you're jogging off the field goal, and we whooped their ass, and we're only up 6 right now.
Yeah.
Instead, they got greedy. But I will say this, talking to Mike Johnson yesterday on my channel on the Bama Tailgate Show, he kind of was like, look, man, let me change, kind of gave me his perspective. And he's like, 06, we're down there. And Mike Shula kicked a field goal from the 2-yard line. And because we went into the locker room thinking, this guy doesn't want to win. And they didn't win. They blew the game late.
He was about then Mike took the words right out of my mouth. Like, I mean, when you're trying to change the culture at a place, I mean, Tennessee is a place where, I mean, Josh Heupel's winning. He's made them a contender again.
Right.
At some point you gotta live up to that hype, or at least show your players that you trust in them and you're there to win. And there's a mentality there. Alabama this year, and from the start against Florida State to where we are now, this is a completely different team. And you look at that. I mean, again, I've been saying it during the offseason. I thought Ty had a lot of potential to be the guy that he is right now. And he's the guy that holds this entire team together. I mean, the guy, he's, like I said, I beat the hell out of this dead horse, but there's nobody I watch on Saturdays and say, man, he's playing like Ty Simpson. Not a single guy. I mean, Carson Beck was probably the closest mentally, but for some reason, I don't know. I love Ty's mentality, his demeanor, his leadership. I think you're seeing the difference in Carson Beck and Ty Simpson is Ty's relationship with his teammates. Guy that's been there for 4 years I don't think his teammates could respect him any more than they do. Like, I mean, I think he is the main leader on that squad, and guys look to him for answers. And guess what? He's got the answers. I mean, he shows up and there's, he doesn't get too emotional. He just methodically works through each play and makes the right decision. I mean, from game 2 to now, almost 100% of the time.
Yeah.
And he makes the throws that I mean, some of those throws to Ryan Williams Saturday were incredible. That over route he threw, against man coverage and just puts it over that defender's head, right to Ryan. I think Ryan could have stair-stepped it a little bit better, but he made a hell of a play and did a great job. He's one that, he's been a notable player, obviously, for this is going into his second year. His expectations were up here. And I think he's 18 years old. I do think there's some time for him to get familiar with that kind of hype, that kind of expectation.
Right.
And you talk about probably the most impactful transfer we've got in Isaiah Horton, who can pick up that slack for Ryan Williams when he's kind of in a slump, And Ty said a lot of good things about Ryan, just trying to live up to those expectations and getting accommodated to that. Isaiah Horton's come in there and taken a lot of pressure off of him. Jeremy Bernard was obviously here last year, was and is one of the most important players. I keep forgetting he's a transfer. He seems like an Alabama guy through and through, But probably the two most impactful transfers in the country when you think about where Alabama is right now in relationship to the standings, and then just internally on the team, allowing Latsier Brooks to develop, grow, make plays when he has to. Kind of the same with Ryan Williams. I mean, you get too crazy playing man coverage, then Ryan Williams is there and he's going to make plays, and he looks so much more comfortable out there now than he did, 6 weeks ago. This team they're getting very, very dangerous because you can just tell by watching them that they've all gotten extremely comfortable and extremely confident with each other out there on the field, especially offensively. Defensively, I think we're getting there. I mean, we make our mistakes and we allow gash plays, and look, that's part of it. And we all know that Alabama, Ohio State, whoever you want to talk about, is never, to me, not going to be the same because of the transfer portal. And so I don't think you're ever going to see as clean a football or kind of a lack of step down when somebody gets hurt just due to lack of depth and lack of experience. But this team just you watch them and everything is falling together so nicely. I think this is the first time we've ever in SEC history that we played 4 conference games in a row against ranked opponents and won them all.
Yeah, good teams too. I mean, I look at Georgia, good team. You know, they just beat Ole Miss, good team. I don't see any like great teams, but I see a lot of good teams, right? Vanderbilt, good team, beat them. Missouri, you know, went down there and stuck another dagger in Auburn.
Well, I don't think
Really
you're ever
made me
going to see.
sad. That
I don't
really
think
made
you're
me sad to see.
yeah. Well, I don't think you're ever going to see one of those teams. I mean, you probably will, but just things are going to have to align perfectly. You know, I mean, it's not just going to be consistent effort and greatness recruiting, because you can't just backfill talent like you used to. I mean, you got to have
the game, man. Yeah, and you got to play the freshmen. Got to play now. I mean,
you've got to have the
NIL money wise.
Yeah, you've got to have the perfect mixture of high school guys and just guys available in the portal to show up and fill those gaps. And you're getting somebody from a different school that you really know nothing about, unless you've recruited them and they're one of those guys that you were their second choice and now they want to come play for you, and you've got a great relationship. But you know, not only do you have to bring in a guy that, you know, you're trying to get to fill gaps based on pretty much talent alone. You're watching film. You don't really know if they're leadership guys, how they're going to come in and you know, interact with the locker room. Are they going to be leaders? Or are they going to be guys that kind of bring people down? I mean, it's there's a lot more gambling going on now in terms of putting rosters together. And so, you know, to see one of those really great teams like you used to with Coach Saban, the LSU team, I think back in 2019, you know, I don't know if you're going to see teams that are just that elite that just run the table the entire year.
Yeah. Well, a couple things. I mean, there's a lot to kind of take in there. One thing I wanted to talk about was you mentioned Ty Simpson and the comments he made about Ryan Williams, who I thought had a spectacular game for Alabama. Ryan Williams looked like the Ryan Williams we expected to have, not the guy that didn't get any catches against Missouri, but he made 5 amazing catches, 5 targets, 5 catches. And something interesting, Ty Simpson talked about helping Ryan Williams with confidence. And it reminded me of, you know, it's my time with the Cubs. Actually got the guy's shirt on right here, Chris Bryant. Chris Bryant, MVP, Rookie of the Year, World Series champ. But it was, you know, he had another guy on the team that was kind of like would help him with confidence. You know, and you think like you're the best player in the world one year, in the entire world, and you still have to work on your confidence. That's how sports beat you down.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
man, that's, you know, that's when Ty says that, you know, I mean, guys can say what they want, all they want to, but when you're playing in Alabama and you know, especially, I mean, in the Coach Saban era and especially now, I mean, you know, back when I was playing my year, they were talking about the dynasty ending, and you know, they're just dogging everything about Alabama, and obviously I was getting a lot of that. And then I get benched. We play, you know, Ole Miss. I come in, we lose. And that's, you know, honestly, one of the reasons I'm so fond of or you know, love Ardarius Stewart so much. And I remember we lost that Ole Miss game, and I was sitting on the bench, you know, just watching the clock tick down. And Ardarius came over and sat next to me. And you know, I can't say everything that he said, but you know, at some point he was like, you know, you're our leader and we're going to win the national championship. He's like, we need you. Okay. And that was pretty much the gist of it. And there were more words said, but you know, those guys that are always in your corner like that, you know, there's things you never forget and you always love them for it. And, you know, to this day, that's, you know, that among many other reasons. I mean, he played so hard, was so unselfish, but, you know, throughout my time there, he was always one of those guys who, you know, I felt like always had my back. And so that's, again, I think that's tie for Ryan Williams.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's a lot more relationships like that, but, Richard Mullaney was, again, another one of those guys. Dylan Lee, I mean, saw all those guys this weekend. But there's certain conversations you have when things get tough that you'll always remember. And those guys, and that Ardarius moment at the end of the Ole Miss game is one of those that I really, really remember, because it was such a tough game to lose.
Yeah. Well,
and when you have those moments, I think that's when the team gets really close.
Yeah.
I mean, then you start realizing how close you are, and it's a brotherhood, and everybody's looking out for each other, and nobody cares who scores. There's just a lot of that in 2015. I think that's what you're seeing with this team now. After that Florida State loss, the world's caving in on them. All of a sudden, outside factors don't matter anymore. It's about, hey, let's make this team a team that we remember, or that everybody remembers, instead of being only remembered for that Florida State loss, and we just tanked the rest of the year.
Well, look, it's super high expectations at Alabama, and if you can't handle that, then you should go to Auburn.
I mean, yeah.
Seen what's going on down there lately?
Yeah.
Like the coach is begging the AD to give him a vote of confidence. It'd make us all feel better. And look, this
I saw what is he asking for? Like,
well, I don't. He said that somebody asked him in the press conference about a vote of confidence, and he said it sure would make everybody around here feel good, something like that. It's like, man, everything that I see there, and they may turn it around. I think the guy can coach. I don't even think that he can. But everything you see, it's like something goes wrong, and it's like, oh shucks, they got us again,
Yeah.
and you can't win like that, man. I mean,
well,
bad things happen, and Coach Saban would always kind of just like, he wouldn't focus on that. Hey, if we're blocking and tackling, if we're making the plays we're supposed to make, you can overcome adversity. And that's what this team's doing. And I think that Kalen DeBoer and this team could have fallen apart after what we saw against Florida State. It just wasn't up to anybody's standard. But those guys have come out. They've changed their mindset, and they're winning. But it's not just that they're winning. It's that they're doing the things that it takes to win. And it started with discipline. They went out there and they absolutely played a perfect game against Louisiana Monroe. That was who was next on the schedule. And then from that, it's been one step after another after another. These are all tough games. And guess what? The schedule's still tough. I don't know if you've seen the line, but Vegas, all of a sudden that line was 13, and then it snuck down to 11.5. I know you hate that.
Yeah. Actually, I kind of like that, to be honest with you. It means the public's all over the opponent. So I'll take that.
South Carolina's their best, though. It's like, it is a trap game. You're off the next week. You win through 4 straight wins.
This is a trap game. What time
everybody's telling you how great you are. Your quarterback's a Heisman Trophy contender. Oh, no, he's the number 1 guy now, according to Vegas. He's got Jake Coker talking about how amazing he is on the last call.
I've been saying that for a while, though.
You know who the first guy to really get on his bandwagon was, of the people I talked to? It was a guy named Alphonse Taylor, a.k.a. Shank. Shank was on him early. He's got an eye for quarterbacks. He loves you, too.
Well, last time I heard from him, he was bitching about not getting the ball.
Did you ask him about that? Well, hold on. Before I want to change subjects here, I want to talk about you and your teammates on the sideline. I saw you hobnobbing with Coach Saban. But what I want to tell you guys is that we are brought to you by, there it is, Residence Inn by Marriott Ocean City. Keith's got you covered down there. Roll Tide, everybody, right there on the coast of Maryland. The beautiful sunsets. The amazing seafood. I'm a big crab guy. I love it. This is where we used to go for high school senior week. and vacation. I love the place, but the boardwalks, one of the best boardwalks in the world. You could go to a bunch of great restaurants, including the Green Turtle. I got banned. There's a shirt. I had a shirt in high school. It was two turtles on top of each other like this, and I got in trouble. They made me take the shirt off.
Hey, before we move on, and I won't tell you what he said, but every time you're an honorary captain, Greg Byrne likes to have the captains come meet him in his office.
Yeah.
And so me and two things funny as hell. You remember the Key and Peele skit where I can't remember which one it was, but there's a black guy who, when he sees a white guy, he shakes their hand, and then when a black guy comes up, he does this, and he's like, dapping him up and doing all that. I walked into Greg Byrne's office, and I was like, Greg, what's going on? I shake his hand, and then Ryan's right behind me, and Ryan walks in, and they're like, hey, what's up? I pointed that out to Ryan. He was dying laughing. It's me and Ryan just out there.
He loves that stuff, man.
Oh, yeah. And then we were talking about I was talking to Greg, and again, this has nothing to do with Caleb DeBoer. I was telling him like how much I love Coach DeBoer and think he's great. But I was like, when you hired him, you had to have heard it. Did you ever think, man, if this doesn't work out, like all that Husky Harsin talk, and I followed right down that trap, fell right into that trap.
What did he say?
I don't want to talk about what he said.
Oh, boy. It's probably like, you're glad you're talking to me now and not after Florida State. Husky Harvard.
I had to ask him. Had to know.
Yeah, I've seen you in action before. I remember one time when you asked Cheryl Yingling if she was going to hire, of course, from Yingling Lager, she was going to hire the marketing team from Bud Light. Live on the show.
I just get straight to the point. I gotta get answers.
Right, looks at you like, did he just say that? You look so like you look so innocent. You got your police officer haircut. And
Cheryl, will you answer this question? All right, just answer it. I gotta run.
All right, Mick, you take over. So I saw. So anyway, we hung out Friday. We did our show at Innisfree. By the way, great crowd for that, man.
That was awesome.
I was a little starstruck, man. Kenyon Drake's one of my all-time favorite players. Was a former Raven, scored the game-winning touchdown in a national championship game, and it's pretty cool having him there. Richard Mullaney, you guys have a special bond. Dylan Lee was hilarious. Obviously, Ryan was there. So it was a fun atmosphere. But I noticed you were a little starstruck when Nacho Alabama came on the show. What is it with you guys? I feel like you guys have some kind of there's something going on there. I saw you signing his hammer.
You got to respect it. He wouldn't let me hold the hammer to get some leverage and sign it. He's like, I guess it's like Thor's hammer. He's like, just holding it out there for me to sign. I had to reach out there. My signature's all jacked up.
I thought it was great. I saw you guys kind of hobnobbing afterwards and made a video of it. And then what was amazing is that somebody posted a video of him, must have been right after our show, heading to the Strip on a scooter. Lance Taylor. You remember when Lance Taylor asked him if his outfit was itchy and how often he cleans it? And he was great. He was funny, it
is a little itchy.
That's what he said. Great show. And then we lost you. You guys, you and Rhino went over to see Greg Byrne. And then Saturday, I mean, it was like a campaign. Coker for Senate. Like every time I turn around, there you are. You're standing next to Coach Saban. You know, you're on the sideline. I see you got your family over there. You're waving at people. You're taking pictures. It's amazing, man. What you got, what you accomplished. So can we go ahead and say now that you're considering a run against AJ McCarron for lieutenant governor?
Yeah, right. Hey, this podcast excludes me from public office anyway. So, so Coach Saban walks up and he's like, you know, we're talking and he starts talking about his grandkids and my daughter's running around. You know, he's like, hang on, is that your 5-year-old? I was like, yes, sir, that's her. And he's like, screw you, man, I'm out. And he ran over and, you know, found her. I mean,
wow, that's great.
You know, I didn't ask him, I just told him, yeah, that's her. And he was like, he ran over there and got a picture with her. She has no clue. I mean, she's like, Daddy, who's that old man? Like, just give it 4 years, girl.
Yeah.
You'll know.
What was her reaction to being in front of all those people?
Man, she was loving it. That was my favorite one.
Yeah, that's cool. You got your jersey on. I saw some of you guys had jerseys. Was that for being an honorary captain?
Yeah. Yeah, they put that on you.
So I noticed in some of your pictures you had it on and some you had it off. Did you at some point you're like, well, I gotta have my button down back on again?
I mean, to me, I'm not gonna wear my jersey around. I mean, you know that's not me.
Where'd you sit for the game?
So we're sitting there, you know, we're talking with Coach Saban. He's like all, you know, playful and laughing and then, you know, it's time to get the team pictures and get the captains everywhere. And you know, the A club girls are trying to, you know, yell at everybody to get everybody organized. And then all of a sudden Coach Saban turns around. I was like, hey, what are we doing? He's like, Jake, Ryan, get your ass over here. I was like, yes, sir. And throwing my jersey on. Like, yeah. I mean, it was like all of a sudden everybody needed to be on the move. And it was like a snap of, I mean, at the drop of a hat, Coach Saban was in like full
Coach Saban mode.
Oh,
yeah, right on.
Yeah, Ryan already had his jersey on. He was walking out there, and when Coach Saban yelled, I mean, he saw me scramble to put my jersey on. He's like, yeah, your ass putting that jersey on now. It was funny, man. It was funny. Yeah, I mean, all of a sudden, I mean, just facial expressions changed. You knew he was back. It was like, yeah it's time to get ready.
I thought Marlon Humphrey stole the show down there with that cowboy hat. Looking good, man.
Oh, yeah.
I love a cowboy hat. I haven't had one in a long time, but I like them.
It looks like he's going for the Cam Newton look.
Yeah. Got to tell you, man, I like Cam Newton's podcast. Some of you guys are going to give me hate mail for that. I think he's entertaining. I'm not saying I watch the podcast. I just see the clips of it.
Yeah.
The shorts. I like him, man. I think he's interesting.
He's got some good clips. He's obviously, I mean, I met him one time in Auburn, and man, that's one of the biggest humans I've ever seen. One of the most impressive humans I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Crazy how big he is.
They could use him now.
Yeah. They could use a lot of people right now.
The thing about football, it's crazy, is that they could have won all of these games that they've lost.
They're just so frustrating in key moments. I mean, it's like I was telling you on the show Friday, man. It is so frustrating to watch them play. I mean, they look great on one play. It's just the inconsistency. I'm so glad so glad we're affiliated with Alabama and we get to watch the product that we get to watch on Saturday. Because, man, let me tell you, if I'm an Auburn fan, it'd be hard for me to tune in every Saturday, to be honest with you.
Well, let me tell you, I mean, I remember the days where, Alabama wasn't that far off from those type of games.
Oh
you
yeah.
know?
I
And,
mean, when
I
I
s-
was, about from the time I was about, 8 to 14. I mean, for a 6 year span there, it was pretty ugly. I mean, that you're talking about 2000 to 2006, 2007. Yeah, I guess I include Coach Saban's first year in there, but that was a tough product. '05 was nice, but when Brody got hurt, Prothrow got hurt, you knew we were in trouble.
yeah. Yeah, I hate it. I hate to see anybody get hurt, man. I really do. I mean, it's just, it's kind of like you want to beat a team with their best players and your best players. But in football, it's just not the way it works sometimes, right?
Yeah, no,
Um,
that's right.
you got to go out there and basically play with what you got. Hey guys, let me remind you too. I'll throw this banner up there, but we will be at Coastal Alabama, Orange Beach, Alabama, down down in near Perdido Key, Orange Beach, Alabama, for the tailgate show this Friday, 1 to 3. And it was great. Like this last show, like how many people showed up to hang with us? Loved
Yeah, we finally got the Tuscaloosa environment back.
it. It felt like a big game.
Some of those games have been pretty quiet in Innisfree. It had that big game feel.
Mhm.
People were excited about the game. It was to have all, my former teammates in there, obviously not all of them, but a lot of my good buddies. Man, it was great and
Did
reminiscent
we get
about.
it? Did we get everyone on that showed up? All your
Yeah.
former teammates?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Great
Heck,
stories,
Dylan
man.
Dylan might have gotten Richard a date Saturday night, Friday night.
Yeah, that was pretty funny too, right? He called him out for being single.
Yeah. Final thoughts.
Oh
uh,
my gosh, man. The game was great. My studio smells like cigar smoke right now. Because I did the
Still
post
got
game
that
show in
flavor.
here. I love it, man. I love it. The one of our fans showed up, Dickie, and he gave me this I think it's like a $50 or $60 cigar to smoke if we
Yeah.
won, and it was great. It really was one of the smoothest cigars I've ever had.
Yeah. I'm not a huge cigar guy, but I'll partake after a Tennessee win. That's for sure.
Did you? What'd you have?
I don't even know. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
I got to look into that.
Yeah. So now for Alabama, I mean, and I know we'll talk more about the South Carolina game coming up, and this is what makes it a trap game. I mean, we're still kind of reveling in beating Tennessee. But this was the first time to me in Tuscaloosa that the Alabama Tennessee game felt like it had a lot of significance.
Oh
The
yeah.
year that they beat Alabama was in Knoxville. Well, they beat them twice, but Tennessee could have won the game. But you know what? Maybe it was the right move for them trying to go for the touchdown there at the end of the half, and it was just a bad break that cost them. Whereas I would have kicked a field goal and then been ahead. I would have been ahead by a point when we scored if I was Tennessee to start the third quarter. Now I will tell you this, and I work in Knoxville for baseball, and I love the city. And I've been up there for a long time. And Channel 10 asked me to do a show. Like they asked me to come on as a guest this week. So I was, okay. So then they're like, hey, let's just talk to you on Sunday. So I'm like, all right. So I do literally an hour, almost 2 hours of talking. And we're talking about baseball, the Smokies, the Tony Vitello, the Tennessee baseball coach might become the coach of the San Francisco Giants, which would be the first time ever that a
I
guy
thought
that
he
had.
was. I thought he was named the Giants
Did he?
manager.
Did he already get named?
Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I just
I
thought he
haven't
was.
seen it yet. But I know that he's in talks, or that's the rumor anyway.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, still may become closing in on a deal, but that was like 2 days ago. Who knows what's going to happen? Nonetheless, the show comes on Sunday night at 6. They lead the news with me, and they got video of me smoking my cigar from the studio. Everybody's gonna hate me. I had no idea. I didn't know that's what we were doing.
You're gonna get booed at those Smoky games.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, awful. They're like, hey, do you mind if we use some of your? No, give us that. You know, the thing is, I'll say this: we beat them 16 straight years. And I've worked up there all 16 years. I've never rubbed it in anybody's face, right? Never. The year that we lose, I got 30 text messages of people smoking cigars wearing orange. So, I mean, in a weird way, it's kind of a payback. It wasn't anything I did on purpose. Actually, it was a pretty fair story, but I just didn't know that, like, if anybody's just walking by, you lose that game, you know how pissed off everybody is. And then here I am. And so I thought, well, it's on Sunday, like maybe nobody's watching, And then I get a call and they're like, hey, they just reran at noon on Monday. I'm like,
you're gonna get a call.
I'm like, yeah, nobody said anything yet. But you know what though? It's the best rivalry in the SEC, man. I mean, it just is. Like and maybe the best rivalry in college football. I mean, it's up there with Michigan and Ohio State. And it's Bama's biggest rival, so that makes it bigger than the Iron Bowl. I want to beat Auburn every year.
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't know, Alabama, Auburn, it's right there too. I mean, now the climax of that one had to be in the 2009, 2008 until about 2014.
Yeah.
It's just crazy how far they've fallen in the last decade.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, you got a few more big ones left this year. Looking forward to, look, this weekend in South Carolina, that's never an easy win. Then we got a bye week, LSU, then Oklahoma.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to all these games. I mean, really, I can't wait to get back to Tuscaloosa after this one, 3 out of the last 4 at home. And this is where Alabama stumbled last year, right? Like handling success. But I've noticed a different Kalen DeBoer, like a much more focused Kalen DeBoer. Did you talk to him at all? Did you see him while you were up there?
Just shook hands before the game. I mean, I didn't have enough time to talk to him at all.
Mm-hmm. Ryan Grubb. Did you meet Ryan Grubb?
I know Ryan, but I haven't. I didn't speak to him this weekend.
He said that it was the best atmosphere that he's ever been in.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah,
cool.
it was insane. I mean, it was awesome. I tell you what, that light show, those lights that they've got in there are pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, it's there's a lot of programs that get people to games, but look, Alabama's had a lot of practice winning and a lot of practice marketing those wins. I think we've got it all figured out.
I want to ask you about something controversial. Our friend Cruz Oxenrider posted this video of a Tennessee woman getting taken out of the stadium. Have you seen that? People ask me all the time why I don't enjoy going to football games that much anymore. If I go, I kind of want to sit in the boxes and stuff. It's that stuff, man. Like, I feel sorry I don't even know what this lady did to get in trouble with the police. But being in the middle of that, it doesn't seem fun to me.
No. If you got your kids there, it's like, I mean, what are we doing?
Watching probably a drunk grown woman make an ass out of herself. I see her husband's there, and he's like, I just want to get her out of here, And it's like, I don't know. And she looked like she put a lot of time into her outfit. She had her shakers.
That's a long ride back to Knoxville.
Yeah,
Long ride back to Knoxville.
That's a long, like, who knows? Do you spend the whole night in the clink, or are you just getting escorted out of the stadium? And Cruz had it from like a couple different angles, and I'm like, did you see it too? I'm like, man, I want to know what precipitated this, you know? And she's like kind of like resisting arrest, and it was just like, and everybody's
not using her legs to go up the stairs.
No, she falls down. And I thought, like, I was thinking about this Mike Epps skit, you know, the comedian. He's talking about when you would get, like, the first day of school, you would lay out all your clothes, you know, you're going to hit him with this outfit. You know, I see her and I'm like, you know, she looked like she put a lot of time into, like, her Tennessee visiting Tuscaloosa outfit, you know? And I'm like, she could have never thought that this was how it was going to end. She's become a superstar. But not for the outfit, you know? and I don't know, man. Like, it makes me so uncomfortable to see that. And I've seen it before, but it's just with different teams. You know, sometimes it's been Alabama people, but now with cell phones, you know, like, you got to watch that. I mean,
oh man, we left because we stayed about a little over an hour south of just south of Tuscaloosa, and so we left, you know, in the fourth quarter, tried to get out of there before the traffic got bad. And man, I mean, we were, you know, as we're walking out, I see, you know, two college guys, obviously one stumbling around, his eyes just bloody just blood coming out of his eyes. Like, my gosh,
what happened here?
I mean, I'm sure he got punched in the face. That's what it looked like to me.
The funniest.
Hopefully he just fell, but man.
I'm trying to. I got a picture up here. I probably should just grab it off the wall of Bricken, my buddy Bricken and me. We were at the Rocky Block game together, and obviously Alabama won. I'm going to be honest with you guys on here. I had a lot of bourbon in that game, and I remember like that I was, you know, by the fourth quarter, I was feeling pretty good. And
that was a 2:30 game too, wasn't
it? Yeah.
You had a long night ahead of you.
Yeah. Well, the last kick was coming, and Bricken looks at me and he's like, "Hey man, I don't think you realize the significance of this moment, because I never thought they were going to beat us." And it was that moment where I was like, "Oh shit, man, they could kick a field goal and win right now." Right. And so we block it and we win. And I'm walking out of the stadium, and we were sitting right behind the Tennessee section, the lower level, by their band, where my tickets were then. We're walking out, and I'm just like still amazed at how good the game was. And I'm talking to everybody, you know, like, and I feel like when I see opposing fans and they look cool, I'm always one of these people that's like, "Hey man, hope you had a good time," you know, like. Before the game, I'm really proud of a couple things. I'm proud of the fact that I graduated from the University of Alabama. I'm one of the first people in my family to graduate. It means a lot to me. I also love the tradition that Alabama represents, right? That we've been there and we've done that. We're going to try to do things the right way. On the field, we're going to score and hand the ball to the official, right?
Yeah.
And then
we're not going to rush the field.
Right. We're not tearing the goalpost down. And the other thing is, like, you know, as an alumni, we want to extend, you know, courtesy to the people that we're playing. I know sometimes that's hard with the Auburn folks, but, you know, so we're walking out and I look over and I got these Tennessee fans next to me, and I said, "Hey, I know that it hurts right now, but this is really a hell of a game." I'm like, "This is one of the games we'll be talking about forever." And the lady turns around. It was like a husband and wife, and you know they appreciated that. And they were like, "Yeah, you know." I hear this voice from next to me go, "Hey Mick, that's my mom and dad." And I look over, It's a guy that interns for the Smokies. His name's Walt. His two brothers, twin brothers, are offensive linemen on the Tennessee team. So when you look at the Rocky block and you see the word Sullins on the the name Sullins, that's his brothers. Great guy. And it kind of made me feel good. I'll never forget that. Like, I didn't know that was his family. I just know that, and I hope that everybody that's watching kind of does the same thing. It's like, you want to be that place where people leave and go, you know what? The Tuscaloosa is amazing. The stadium's amazing. The history at Alabama is great. The people treat you like, it's fantastic. Spend all your money in Tuscaloosa and let's just beat them in football, right?
Yeah.
But I remember that one, and that going back to watching somebody get dragged out of the game, I just hate that, man. Like, that makes me uncomfortable. That ruined my whole day if I was sitting in there watching that. She might have deserved it. I mean, who knows what she was doing to get thrown out? Because I feel like being in these games forever, you really have to be acting like a POS to get thrown out.
Hey, I was walking around a few tailgates and doing some people watching, and I'm surprised there weren't more videos like that Saturday. It is one of those things. It is what it is, man. Everybody's having a good time, and unfortunately, you have situations like that. I mean.
Wait, so
my dad, wife, everybody that was sitting at the national championship game, they told a story about a couple of Alabama fans that sat behind them. It was two brothers, and all of a sudden a fight breaks out. Like, it's two brothers and several other people, but they're fighting and pushing each other around, and I guess somehow they didn't get thrown out. I guess it wasn't too serious. And then, like, the fourth quarter rolls around, and the two brothers, after getting into an altercation, are just passed out drunk behind them, don't even see the end of the game.
Fun.
What a disaster.
Good times. How about the guy that, like, you're in the stands and somebody's just like, yelling inappropriate stuff, and you're just like, it's too loud. I mean, not that you want to be loud, but saying things, and you're like, God, that's borderline terrible, And then the fourth quarter comes and they're sleeping on the bleachers,
That's when my dad always wore the headset.
Yeah, right. So it was definitely one of those kind of games. Because you also you get to like 6:30 at night, and that's a lot of tailgating.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, now you look at this schedule now, though. I think we easily survived 2 losses to get into the playoff. I don't know if I see a game on here where
we can win them all. We can win them all.
Should win them all.
But you got to realize something right now. Oklahoma's defensive line is ferocious.
Yeah.
And that's going to give us a lot of trouble. LSU they're fighting for their coach's life right now.
Yeah.
This guy's on the hot seat. Auburn's going to be down there. Man. Auburn's down there. It's not like they've been blown out in these losses.
Yeah. They're like the better version of Auburn to me.
Right.
LSU is.
Yep. And then this one's a trap game. This one they've been banged up. They haven't done a whole lot, but we got to go down there and play good football, man. I mean, they all present challenges that if this team doesn't stay focused and disciplined, this is one of those weeks where Kalen DeBoer needs to take a page out of Coach Saban's book and just keep on riding their asses and make them do it over again.
We need to get to that bye week is what we need to get to.
Yep.
These guys need a rest. Ain't no doubt about it.
Yeah. Well, you look like you need a rest too. So we'll kind of. You look like it's Tuesday, and you still look like you just woke up on Sunday morning.
Man, I have slept at least 9 hours the last 2 nights, and I need another one of those marathon sleeps tonight.
I'm glad you guys had a good time, though. you know, it's fun to hear. I talked to Ryan yesterday, and he was telling me about, you know, all the stuff that he did, and then, you know, I talked to Shank on the Bama Tailgate show, and he talked about his experience too, and this, you know, and obviously everybody saw you, AL.com, there you are, you know, football pregame show, there you were, you know, so.
Did you see Fine Mom?
No, let me ask you about this. I forgot you told me you were going to be on Fine Bum. How'd that go?
It was pretty good.
Did you let me, before you even start, did you promote our show?
No, he didn't ask.
I'm out of here, dude. Unbelievable. You got a chance to promote us on that platform.
It's been a while. It's been a while since I've been on Fine Bomb, especially live on the stage. So I was trying to just make sure I got my answers right, clean, you know, professional.
Next time you need to go with an agenda. Hey, Paul, before we get started, I want to tell you about Last Call with my partner, Mick Gillispie. We're on the Next Round platform, and we're trying to remind everybody where to find us. It used to be Elephant in the Room. Now it's Last Call. Why don't you come on our show, Paul? Talk about your campaign for Senate.
I will do. You know what? I should have talked to you before. But
can you imagine that? That would have been an epic start for us.
Yeah, it would have.
So anyway, what did he talk about? Just go ahead.
Just the state of college football. Asked me about Lane. You know.
Oh boy.
I think there really wasn't a whole lot of meat on the bone for that one. You know?
Yeah, right. Lane's got more lives than a cat. You know, he's about to make.
I did see. It was funny, his interview on game day when he's talking about, you know, the people in robes in the spa. Did you see it?
Yeah,
you see
I did.
That?
I saw it. Yeah, and then he posted a picture with some yoga friends.
Oh yeah.
Hey, they played. That was a really good game. I thought Saturday, the games really led up. They really held up to the hype. Right, Vanderbilt beating LSU was great, and Diego Pavi is a good, really, really fun player to watch. And then I thought that our game was great, and then I thought that before that, the Georgia Ole Miss game was a really good game. It shows you how hard it is to beat Georgia at their place, because I thought Ole Miss did a lot of things right.
Yeah, I mean, we were going through all of our, you know, pregame stuff, tailgate stuff. You know, I mean, there's a lot that goes on again when you're up there, you know, doing the honorary captain stuff, and I didn't really get to see hardly any of that game, but it sounded like just a track meet. I mean,
it was good.
Like nobody could stop.
Nobody played defense.
And ultimately, Ole Miss ran into the wall first.
Yep, that's it. They just, you know, just kind of Georgia got a couple of stops at the end of the game, you know, and they won.
Sounded like the Ole Miss Alabama game in 2020.
Yeah. Yep. Well, guys, I think that's it for us today. You know, but it was a great show.
Always a good one. I'll have my energy back by Thursday. We'll be able to talk about this South Carolina game.
Yeah, we'll preview that on Thursday. It's an important game, obviously, and a tough one for Alabama. Hey, we're presented by Pearl River Resort over there in Philadelphia, Mississippi, the Timeout Sports Lounge, where it's a Vegas-style sports book. I just got back from Vegas, and I mean this when I tell you guys that sports book at Golden Moon Casino is better than the ones in Vegas. You got 20 big screen TVs, full-size bar. You got a window that's not hard to get to make your bets. You got individual kiosks if you just want to sit there and watch something that's not on the TVs, or just kind of place your bets from your own little seat. And then they got the stand-up kiosks. It's an hour and a half from Tuscaloosa, 2 and change from Birmingham. And you don't have to spend $250 to have a seat in there, right? That's how it was out in Vegas. And that's not how things are at Pearl River. So it's affordable. It's a lot of fun. and we appreciate them for being part of what we do here on a daily basis. One other thing too is after every Alabama game from now until the end of the year, I'm hosting the post-game show, taking your calls and all that stuff right here on the next round. We didn't do it here last week because there was a technical issue where this YouTube channel was down. It's going to be back up. That's where we're going to be. So plan on hanging out after the game here. Maybe Jake will come by and maybe talk for a couple minutes. I don't know. But Ryan Brown and Lance Taylor and Jim Dunaway, all those guys are going to be coming in and hanging with us. And we really want you guys to be there for that. So roll Tide, everybody.
Roll Tide.
I may not suit up on Saturdays anymore, but I'm still in the game.
Let's roll.
In here, I call the plays, make adjustments, and lay it on the line. Want to feel that fire, that rush? Then you've got to get in the game. I used to say it in the tunnel, and I still say it now. Let's roll.